Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, premiering Tuesday, August 1st on GSN.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, hickory-dickory-dock. Time to beat the clock. Time for fun has now begun. Let's all play beat the clock.
Beat the Clock is brought to you by Sylvania. For half a century, a quality name in incandescent bulbs, fluorescent tubes and fixtures, photo lamps, radio and television sets, radio and television tubes, and electronic devices. Yes, for homes, offices, schools, and factories, Sylvania.
Let's all play beat the clock.
Now, here is America's #1 clock watcher, Bud Collyer. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, and welcome once again to Beat the Clock, the show where you can have the time of your life playing against time for big-time prizes. Now, if you'll come back over here with me, we will re-meet our holdover contestants. How are you?
Hello.
This is Miss Bassoe, Miss Joan Bassoe, and this is your fiancé, isn't that right?
Yes.
Corporal Marvin Manson,
That's
right?
right, that's right.
Marv, nice to see you
Nice
back,
to see
boy.
you again.
Did you practice anything that you had to
No,
do
we
last
couldn't.
week?
No,
You
we didn't. Sorry, we couldn't.
See that little greeting I gave you with my leg out through the
Yeah,
curtain?
yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's a little way of coming out. Thought the air might want to see it once. We usually do it as a little gag.
Say, could we say hello to my nephew? who
Your
wants to see
nephew?
us?
Who's your
Yes.
nephew?
My nephew, Stephen, in Philadelphia.
How old
would
is
like
he?
us to wave. He's 6 years old.
6 years old. Well, wait a minute, there's the camera with the lights on. You just
Hi,
wave.
Steven.
There you are. See, now your uncle and aunt to be.
Thank you.
They took care of that very nicely. Incidentally, I want to take care of something too. I don't know if you remember last week the sailor we had on the wife, sailor and his wife we had on the show, Mr. and Mrs. Bill Robinson. He's
Yes.
attached to the Wasp.
Yes.
And we had a kind of a tricky decision to make there. We had to pile up some cups and saucers. You folks might have been watching. You noticed it was one of those things where from where I was standing, we disqualified him because to me, it didn't look like he had done it, but we got kind of worried about it. So I looked at the film, and it still was pretty hard to determine whether he had completed it or not. So here's what we've done. We've decided he can't come back, so what we're going to do on behalf of Sylvania is simply award him the full prize of the television set. I want to be as fair as we can, and it's the Montclair, the Sylvania Montclair is the model he's getting, and I also have to take just a minute to explain the bonus. You know the bonus, of course.
Yes.
Now, this can happen to you. It can happen to anybody on the show whenever the bell rings with the pipe and the ping pong ball. Worth $400 tonight is what it's worth. Okay, now, I don't know how much practicing you got to do or whether you were able to find a box that big.
No, we
well,
couldn't.
okay, come on back around here. I'll make the explanation as brief as I can, but for those who didn't watch, circle right around over there ahead of me, if you will, please, Joan, and I'll follow you right in here, if you will. Let's just step right in sort of this away. I'll drag my cable over here. Now, as you recall, here is this little semicircle of balls, you remember? And here is the large carton with a window in each side in which you two got, and you lifted it up, you remember? Yes. And simply by using the box, you had to trap and catch every one of these balls in it. So since you already know what it is, that should give our audience an idea what it is. Take a look over all of our shoulders and let's see how many seconds you have. 55 seconds was the amount. Go ahead and get, you want me to take your hat or is that all right, huh? Would you like me to? Okay, be glad to. There are the pins. I have the check room concession around here. Okay, just step right out of the box, if you will. I like that knee work you pulled there, Madeline. That's all right. Okay. Now, you understand your problem? Were you both facing the same way, or were you like that last week? You can work it out any way you want to. Okay? Tell me when you're set. Tell me when you're all set in there, huh? Are you all set? Are you all set? All set? Okay, you ready? Go! No, don't pick them up. Leave them on the ground. That's the idea. That's the girl. That's it. Move along there. That's it. One more to go. One more to go. All right, stop the clock. Okay. Tip it back over this way. Okay. Get it out, girls. Get it out over that way a little bit, if you will. Right, that was something, wasn't it? That's one way of going around picking up these things. I don't know if you have any friends that are apt to walk out and leave a lot of basketballs lying around the house, but if you have, you better hope not anyway. Tell me, your folks watching tonight too, Joan, are they?
Yes, they are.
And how about yours, Corporal?
Yes, they are.
Where was it you were stationed last?
Fort Meade, Maryland.
Fort Meade. Well, I expect a lot of you guys you know in service are
I think
watching.
so.
Well, you got past your first hurdle tonight, so let's find out what your problem is on the jackpot in just a minute. Now, Joan Bassoe, usually when it's a husband and wife, it's the wife who carries on, your fiancé, so it's the fiancé female side of it that will carry on. And I'm sorry to have to tell you, Marv, you can't help in any way. What you got to do is stand down over there, if you will, and just kind of hold good thoughts for your pretty fiancé. Now, I'm going to ask Joan to step up on this platform, turn around and face the audience, and don't turn around and look at the board until I tell you to, okay? Now, on back of that curtain is our jackpot board. It's a magnetic board holding all of the words of a famous saying or quotation. They're all out of order, however. You've got to unscramble them, move them around on the board until they spell out the saying or quotation we're after in 20 seconds from the time I say go, okay? All right, now open the curtain. Turn around, take a look at the board. Go. You're almost right. You're almost right. You're almost right. Oh, all right, you did it. Good. Just in the last second as the bell rang. You got it right. Close up the curtain again, and away you go. Okay, good enough. Here we go. Now, Joan Bassoe and Marvin Manton, you did it, boy. You got through the jackpot clock in fine style, and that means, of course, that you have beaten the jackpot clock. So let's see what you've won. Just take a look over here.
Corporal Manton and Miss Bassoe, your prize is Sylvania's exquisite console, the Montclair, with genuine hand-rubbed mahogany inlay doors. Large 21-inch movie-clear television with surrounding halo light for the greatest viewing comfort in all television. The Montclair is outstanding in performance and design. Congratulations, Corporal Manton and Miss Bassoe. You have just won Sylvania's jackpot prize.
All right, Roxanne, whom do we have now?
God, I'd like you to meet Mr. and Mrs. Henry Elsnick from Baltimore, Maryland.
Well, glad to meet you, Mr. and Miss Elsnick. Sounds like with all the excitement they got because we dressed you up in that little coterie there, it's how to get everybody humming out there in the audience. Mr. Elsnick, that's E-L-S-N-I-C.
That's right.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a secretary of a building loan association.
I see. You've been married how long?
3 years.
Children?
One little girl,
How old?
Diane, 2.
2 years old? She watching?
Yes.
Well, you go ahead. Have the same privilege there. There's the camera right there. You wave.
Hi, Diane.
She won't know you in that outfit, you know. All right. I'm going to show you now a way of changing a bedspread in your home that may, you know, make things a lot easier for you, especially if anyone happens to be ill. Would you come over here with me, please, both of you? Now, you, sir, I'm going to ask you to just simply lie down on your back on the bed. You got the easy deal in this. Just stretch right out with your head up here on your back, and you must remain on your back at all times. Clasp your hand. No, not yet. Tell you what, here is a football helmet for you. You can put it on yourself. You might be able to manage it better. That's the idea. Slide it right on. You'll see why that's there in just a minute. Now, clasp your hands across your chest, and just keep them there at all times and remain on your back at all times. You, Mrs. Elsnick, will you step around here? And this is your little area of operation, this cardboard right here. You must remain somewhere on that cardboard at all times, and I'm going to give you this side of this bedspread. Take a hold of it, if you will. And when I say go, we're going to untuck the other side of the bedspread, and then you start pulling it, and you pull it out from under your husband. Do you understand? Now, at no time can you stand up, sit up, or get off the bed, nor can you touch the bedspread. All you've got to, you can help any other way you want to, but you must remain on your back and on the bed at all times. You understand? Get the bedspread off, your husband's still on the bed, we'll stop the clock, and you'll beat the clock. Take a look at the clock, see how many seconds you have. 30 seconds. Now, wait just a minute, girls. Untuck the other side of the bedspread, will you please? That. Well, what a nice bedspread. Okay, now, are you ready? Go. Just come right on over here with me. That's the idea. Okay. That wasn't so bad. You see, now we're going to move you right on to the $200 clock, and we have a jack-in-the-box for you to play with, which is really a lot of fun. It's a special jack-in-the-box, and if you, Harry, will step over there, you'll trade your football helmet for another kind of a hat, which Betty has for you over there. Ms. Elsnick, suppose you step right there and slip that on, if you will, please. Come right around over here. Come right around over here. That's, you can put it on that way if you want to. That's okay. Now, inside this large box is the jack-in-the-box, and I'll show you how it works. Henry, will you turn that crank? Just turn it around a couple of times. There's your jack-in-the-box, see? There he is. That's your jack-in-the-box. Now, you notice he has a very tall hat on. All you have to do, your husband is going to keep cranking that. When I say go, he starts to crank, and he keeps cranking until you knock the hat off the clown. Once. That's all. And the way you do it, step right down here, if you will, please. Bring out the hat knocker offer, if you will, please. It's some whipped cream in a sparklet. Now, you be sure you knock the hat off the clown. Get the hat off once. We'll stop the clock, and you'll be to take a look at the clock, see how many seconds you have first. You have 30 seconds from the time I say go. You ready? Go! There's a fresh one. Hit a fresh one there. Come on. Hit him good with it. Hit him good with it. Good enough for him, Miss Dawson. Step out of that and come on back over here with me, if you will, please. We'll get him all cleaned up and returned so you won't have to worry about a thing. My God, I bet you often wondered what he'd look like with whipped cream in his face, huh? Suppose your little girl was yelling about that?
She probably was.
Oh, I bet she was. Well, all right, you moved up to the jackpot clock now on your own. So if you'll step up on this platform and just face the way you were before, I'll tell you when to turn around. Back of you now is our jackpot board. All of the words of a famous saying or quotation, but they're all out of order. You've got to move them around on that board until they spell out the saying or quotation we're after in 20 seconds from the time I say go, okay? All right, open the curtain. Turn around, take a look. Go. Stop the clock. A little learning. You're very welcome. All right, now, while that fine Henry of yours getting all cleaned up, let's see what you've won. Just take a look over here.
Mr. and Mrs. Elsnick, your prize also is Sylvania's exquisite console, the Montclair, with genuine hand-rubbed mahogany inlay doors. Large 21-inch movie-clear television with surrounding halo light for the greatest viewing comfort in all television. The Montclair is outstanding in performance and design. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Elsnick. You have just won Sylvania's jackpot prize.
You're very welcome. You'll be fine contestants, and you'll find your husband safe and sound backstage. Good night. Kiss that baby for me. Okay. Roxanne, who are our next contestants tonight?
Glad we have Mr. and Mrs. Meyer Morris from Schenectady, New York.
Thank you very much. Mr. and Miss Morris, Schenectady. How are you, Miss Morris?
How do you do?
M-O-R-R-I-S. Nothing
That's
hard
right.
about that, is there? Meyer, what do you do in Schenectady?
I'm a salesman.
What sort of a salesman?
Real estate and insurance.
You are. And you have to actually go right around and sell?
Oh, yes.
Then you know how hard it is to kind of get money for things now and then, don't you, huh?
I was flipping through the channels and I saw him. He got that divorce from Who's-a-Ma Squad.
1-800-793-0529.
On the next commercial, your name could be here. Log on to gsn.com and see if you can beat these current leaders.
All right, Mr. and Mrs. Meyer Morris, salesman, married 7 years. What about children?
3.
Oh, you have 3 children. That's what I have. 2 girls and a boy, 2 boys and a girl.
2
What?
boys and a girl.
I have 2 girls and a boy. I'll see you after the show. We'll work a deal somehow, okay? All right, would you both come over here with me, please? And Meyer, I'm going to ask you, if you will, to stand directly against that facing front, in the middle of the table, just, you know, as though you'd be standing. That's it. Now, Mrs. Morris, will you stand right in back of your husband and put your arms under his, you know that old game of pretending that those are his arms, you know? Now, you put your hands back around your wife, just kind of get them out of the way. You are his hands and arms now for this. And when I say go, we're going to uncover this table. It has a blue paper on it now, and under that are a number of items, all usable by a man. I want you to identify these items and put them where they belong on or about your husband. Do you understand? Okay. Now let's take a look and see how many seconds you have to do it in. 55 seconds, and if you don't mind, we're going to blindfold you. So your hands will have to do all the identifying for you, every last bit of it. Now, slide that down. Can you see anything? Okay. Open up the cover. Are you ready? You can't communicate with her in any way, Meyer. She's got to figure it out herself. Go. Come on, hurry up. Time's running out. What is it? What do you think it is? What do you think it is? What's it feel like? Huh? All right, where would you put it? All right, put it in this pocket then. That's the idea. Hurry up, though. You haven't got much time. You only got 25 more seconds. All right, that's in far enough. All right, wait a minute. Come on. Hurry up. Hold it just a minute. Stop the clock a minute. Give her another 10 seconds. She's too short. She can't reach his head. Come on down there. Go. Come on now. Hurry up. There's an item up here. There it is. Right in front of him. Right in front of him. There it is. What is it? Put it in his mouth. Not this pocket. Hurry up. Get him back on. Get him on. Hurry. All right. Stop the clock. What a way to put glasses on. Look at it. Look here. Look at the guy. Come here now. I want to get you on here all dressed up the way you should have been. There we are. Put the cigar in your mouth. That's it. Because we're going to ask Roxanne to come out and take a picture of you. Roxanne, come on out. Take a picture of one of your Sylvania super flash bulbs. Go ahead. There we are. That's for you. Take them off and leave them there. Okay. My goodness. You know, she's just a little shorter than you, just enough so she couldn't reach up the top of that head of yours, fella. Okay, that means you got to the $100 clock. The $200 clock is coming up next, and we're going to find out what that problem is right away. The bonus. You get power bonus. Bring out the bonus. There she comes. My goodness. You know, a lot of people start out by saying this was impossible. It's worth $400 in cash to you tonight if you can do it. The only trouble is that already this week, 3 different people have come up to me and said, when are people going to figure out that the way to do it is so-and-so? And they're right. They figured it out already. You notice that if I'm a little bit careful here, come on, boy, you can get these balls to sit one each in these 2 bowls. See? Just like that. Now, if you move in right here in the center, that's exactly what you have to do in a certain number of seconds. But you've got to do it with the pipes in your mouth. Now, you can adjust them any way you want them, put them in your mouth, get them set the way you want them, get them comfortable for you. Take a look at the clock, see how many seconds you have. Both of the balls, one in each pipe. You can't touch them with your hands at any time. You better get these bowls up straight, boy. Get them sitting up there, or those balls are going to roll right out of them. You say when you're ready. Now, you ready? Go. The clock beats you, but don't give up on it. That's strictly a bonus. You still go on to your next cut. It doesn't hurt in any way. That would have been worth $400 to you if you'd gotten it, but it'll be worth $500 to whoever happens to get it next week. It just increases by $100 every week till somebody gets it. That's the way we run our bonus stunts. All right, now, we have a little problem for you on the $200 clock that I think you'll find a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, this is something you can do around your home anytime. When you're cleaning, especially, is the best time to do it. I don't know as I would recommend it as a permanent way of putting dishes away, but it is a way in which you might put some dishes away that you had found left around the house somewhere. Well, I could go into a dance at this point, but I don't think I will. However, we're getting the kitchen set for you, and here it is. Come on over here with me, both of you, if you will, please. Okay, good enough. Now, if you will step in between Betty and that little table, and you just take the same position around over there where Madeline is, and take that vacuum cleaner from her. Now, I want to show you something. I'm going to turn this vacuum cleaner on, see? There is enough suction there in that vacuum cleaner. If you come over here like this, you can pick that dish right up with it. See that? Just pick it right up, and that's all you have to do. When I say go, you ought to go over there and pick those dishes up one at a time. Then without crossing or knocking down that little rope there, you pass them over to the end of your husband's vacuum cleaner. He takes them from you and drops them in that basket over there. When you have transferred 3 dishes over to that basket, unbroken en route, we'll stop the clock and you'll beat the clock. Have you got the idea? Yeah. Okay, take a look at the clock over your shoulder. See how many seconds you have. 55 seconds. Turn them on. Go. Is it on? Get your hand away. Get your hand back down the shank. Not so close. Never be able to do it if you do it that way. All right, hold it. Stop the clock a minute. Let me give you one little clue. Look, I'll pick this up like this. If you carefully lift it up like that, then your husband can get under it like that and take it off the same way. Got the idea? Okay, we'll put a fresh stack up there for you now. Have you got the idea what I said? All right, go. Still have 35 seconds. Carefully now. That's it. Get that underneath there. Straighten it up, straight as you can. That's it. That's it. Take it over. Get it in the basket now, boy. Don't drop it. Okay, there's one. Here comes another. Better be getting the next one, because this one's only 12 seconds to go. Careful now. Don't lose out on this one. Take it easy. Get it straight as you can. Get it in that basket. All right! As a matter of fact, you know, you folks could use that at home because you dropped 3 dishes and didn't break one, which is quite a record on this show. So now you come to a try for the jackpot, and again, it's Mrs. Mars who takes the cry on this one. You stand by over there if you will, Myron. You can't help in any way. Sorry, just hold good thoughts for her. And Ms. Mars, will you step up on this platform, turn around again and face the audience? I'll tell you when to turn around and look at the board. Back of that curtain is our magnetic board with all of the words of a famous saying or quotation. They're all out of order. You got to unscramble them so they spell out, move them around the board, the saying or quotation we're after in 20 seconds. Open the curtain. Take a look. Go. Stop the clock. Sticks and stones will break my bones. The rest of the course's names will never hurt me. Congratulations, Bruce. Don't run away. Come back out here now, because I want you to see what you've won. You have beaten our jackpot clock, so just take a look over here.
Mr. and Mrs. Morris, your prize also is Sylvania's exquisite console, the Montclair, with genuine hand-rubbed mahogany inlay doors. Large 21-inch movie-clear television with surrounding halo light for the greatest viewing comfort in all television. The Montclair is outstanding in performance and design. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Morris. You two have just won Sylvania's jackpot prize.
Roxanne, whom do we have now?
Bud, we have now Mr. and Mrs. Dick Wagner from Portland, Oregon.
Well, hi there, Mr. and Miss Dick Wagner. Dick,
Hello.
how are you, boy? Glad to see you. Miss Wagner, how are you?
Hello.
It's not Wagner, but W-A-G-N-E-R.
Wagner.
Wagner. What do you do, Dick?
I'm a boxer, bud.
A boxer, professional fighter, are you? We ever knocked out?
Never been knocked out for the count. I've been knocked down.
Yeah, well, I hope you never are, boy. Let's not have that. You have a knockout with you right here, a very lovely wife.
Thank you.
What about children?
We have a little girl.
And how old is she?
She'll be 2 in March.
Want to do the usual thing? Want to wave to her? Is she watching? Right in there. You go right
Hello,
ahead.
Betty Ann.
Betty Ann is her name.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't name her after Mama, or what is your first name?
Elizabeth.
What is Betty? Well, that figures and works out fine.
Seashell. Be here. Log on to gsn.com and see if you can beat these current leaders.
Right. All right, Mr. and Miss Wagner, come over here with me, if you will, please. And I'm going to ask you side by side, facing the audience, to step right into that little sort of casing we have there for you. Step right in side by each. That's it, right at the bottom. Face the audience, stand side to side. Now, quickly, let me tell you what's going to happen. We're going to zip you into this entirely. You notice there are 6 balloons fastened to the outside. 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's the other one. 6 one over there. Now, what I want you to do when I say go, you may not sit down, you may not lie down. You must reach through this thing and grab these balloons 1 at a time and break them. Or 2 at a time or 3 at a time. I don't care, but you must break all 6 balloons. You can't step on them. You just got to reach around, grab them, squeeze them, and break them. Got the idea? Take a look, see how many seconds you have, Mr. and Mrs. Wagner. 40 seconds. Zip them in there. Duck down a little bit so we can get you zipped in. All right. Are you ready? Go. That all? Stop the clock. Put it up. That's good. Come on back here now. You've gone through our $100 clock. The $200 clock is coming right up at you. And here it is. Let's get it set, girls, in a hurry. Come on. We may be able to get them started here. All right. Come on out here quickly. This is for the $200 clock. Stand on that side, if you will, please, and you stand on this side. Give them each one of these little sticks. Here is a stack of oatmeal boxes, you notice? All I want you to do is stack this one up on top of that one, that's all. And the way you do it is with one hand only, using those two sticks, that's all. Do you understand? Oh, my goodness, that time has run out. Now, what do you want to... Can you come back next week?
Yes.
All right, these I'm sure you can get and practice like mad at home. This will be your first stop next week. Best of good luck to you at that time, okay? Nice to have had you here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bud Collyer, speaking Pennsylvania, hoping that next time may be your time to beat the clock. Good night, everybody.
This has been a Mark Goodson-Bill Cotton production. CBS Television Network. Roxanne Gown, a Hannah Troy original. This is Vern Bennett reminding you to tune in every week at the same time for Beat the Clock.